Hey, 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 and good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday. It's your girl, Precious Aquinas, sometimes Ava. So, today I want to chat with y'all a little bit about how my week went last week. Before we get started, though, please make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to turn on those notifications so that you can always get what's coming up, coming out of your girl on your phone. So, I want to start off with, can y'all see my little beaded eyelashes? Yes, I'm talking to y'all from my bed. I'm comfortable, so I figured I would do it here. Not only that, I think it lends to the authenticity of what I'm doing as a podcaster. Everything's not always scripted, and definitely have no filters on life. So, as a matter of fact, look at my hair. I feel like I look like a dusty Q-tip. Okay, I'll get my hair done later on. So enough of that. So last week was an interesting week for me. I started out with um so I was driving one vehicle, excuse me, and I was on my way coming home from the gym. By the way, shout out to trainers because you all do way more than just help with the physical. You also help with the mental and encouraging. Shout out to my trainer who definitely encourages me and challenges me. He pushes me. I can now lift with my legs 445 plate. Sorry, 445-pound plates. I don't know if that makes me super strong or not, but I'm just impressed. I get a lot of compliments on my legs too. So thank you. Shout out to you all. So I was coming home from the gym and the check engine light, just the engine light came on and I freaked out because I've had my vehicle for 3+ years. Nothing's wrong with it. And I just thought, oh my gosh, it's gonna like do that smoke thing that it does on TV. The road that I take to get to work is like a bunch of trees. Nobody can hear me after a certain point. What happens if I get stuck? And then we've been having rain. So I was just like, oh gosh, I hope that it's not the engine. What if that costs $5,000? I just need to go ahead and trade it in and get something new. Thank God for Jesus and my mama. Because I called her, she was off from work, and she allowed me to borrow her vehicle while I left mine at the garage. Side note, the picture that you all saw on my reel, if you didn't, go to Instagram now. My handle is PALM2018. It's the reel I created for this week. And it shows me with a blue long sleeve shirt and a red skirt. That was Monday when I went into the office, and that's how my week started. It was hard in the sense as the days continued because I just felt like giving up. Has anybody ever felt like that? And I was just like, I don't know why I'm still, what am I fighting for? The car is acting up. I still got to go to work. I'm grateful that I have a job where I can interact with people because a lot of the days that I've been coming in is for my people. This is a good group of associates that I have. Anyway, they tell me, guess what it was, y'all? It was not the engine, thank God. It was a thermostat or thermometer. Thermostat, I feel like is what they said. And it was a few $100s. And I was like, okay, great, my credit card can handle that. But I was really freaked out. There are joys to being single, and there are benefits to having a plus one in your life. And I know I'll get married again. That is my desire anyway. But I just instantly thought, I don't get the luxury to not do what needs to be done. So I get through Monday. Tuesday comes. I have my mama's car, and my girlfriend is going to take me to get my vehicle because I had to leave it at the garage. Only for me, when I'm coming home Tuesday, there's this scrubbing sound. And I was like, hold on, wait, what did I go over? And I try to make sure that I'm not, going fast. I learned that when I was 16 because I used to, I don't want to say dog my car out, but I was not as aware of the undercarriage damage that can happen. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, this vehicle too. And I was like, it's my mama's car, so I got to make sure it's together because I don't want her fussing at me and upset. Precious, you can't use my car anymore. So she's waiting for me. We get to the garage. I pick up my vehicle. Then I have to take the car to the shout out to friends. I just want to make sure Aaliyah Renee knows that I appreciate her. She was very patient because not only did I have the thing under my car, the clicker for my garage stopped working. You know that old idiom, when it rains, it pours. I love Mondays. So I wasn't upset or angry like, "Urgh." I was just like, okay, it's got to get done. Just tell me what it is so I can prepare, for the next step. Tuesdays sometimes are a challenge for me, and I don't quite know why. But once I get in the office, maybe about an hour or so, I'm good. So I appreciate Aaliyah Renee holding strong and being patient with me. So I get the vehicle that I left over the garage. Wednesday comes, and I'm still driving my mama's car. She said it's fine, just keep it. Okay, thank you. And I'm at work doing stuff, trying to answer questions, and I'm just tired. Like, I've been going to the gym, I've been taking my vitamins. I don't have like a low blood count, or like my B12 is okay. So I told my manager, I was like, yeah, I'm not coming Thursday. Now, anybody that knows Aquinas knows that she believes in going to work. At the end of the day, you have an obligation to yourself first, because you got to afford where you live, utilities, cell phone, plus there's lifestyle that you're accustomed to. Then if you have people working underneath you, as a leader, I feel I have an obligation to them to make sure I show up, because this current team, and I don't think my previous teams didn't feel this way, this team just is a little bit more expressive, have said, Aquinas, when you're not in the office, it's a difference and it matters. So I try very hard to make sure that. But I told my boss Wednesday, I said, I'm not coming to work Thursday. Then my other peer, she came and she was like, yeah, I'm not coming either. She goes, y'all can't leave all these associates to your one peer. And I was just like, I hear you, I get you. She goes, well, let me tell you what's going on for the rest of the year. And I do recall telling her, I was like, hold on, wait, that's October, this is August, I may not even be here. And I don't mean in the sense that I'm going to get fired. I'm not looking to do that. I don't mean I'm about to go somewhere else. I'm just like, we can only take this one day at a time. Yes, we have to plan for the end or the future. I was like, but I got to do this first. She was like, Aquinas, if everything goes well, if you get them where they need to be. I said, if they do the coaching I gave them or give them, they will be. I said, but my mental health is more important. I said, y'all don't pay me enough. And I did not come in. So I just want to make sure you all know, if you need a day, take it. Because what I have learned, I learned this when somebody who used to be at my job in leadership over developmental associates in developmental roles, when this person left us, we were all sad. We dedicated a room to him, but the company, the organization kept going. And so I am realizing that if I don't feel it, mental health is a carrot day. It's a sick, I'm taking the day. Because guess what? These associates came through the door and they didn't know me. And the expectation to perform or produce is still there whether I'm there or not. So Thursday came. I didn't make it to work. I went to my annual. Hey, by the way, women, make sure you are going to your annual. I was supposed to go in June, but nobody called me. So last one I was like, hey, did I already go? That tells you. So for me, anytime I have to be like, hold on, wait, or I have to, that means I'm moving too fast or I'm distracted and I'm not taking care of myself. So I called the young lady. She was like, yeah, we have a new system. Okay, great. Well, y'all gonna call and tell me? I need to make sure. I'm not worried about anything. I just like to make sure, because HPV is still a thing. Not only that, I'll be 40 next year. You're supposed to start getting the mammograms. We still haven't figured out a cure for the common cold, but we can get cinnamon floss, and we still got to get this machine that press the breast, and people can't breathe. Ooh, I'm not looking forward to that, just because of all the stories I've heard. Anyway, I go, and I got to take my mom to Atlanta, so she goes to go visit family, and it starts to rain. And I'm just like, I wanted to rest all day. I'm not mad because I had to help my mama. It's just life keeps happening. 3 times in July, I left my garage door up. That's not me. I'm on top of things. And because those things have happened, I know it's time for me to slow down. I got 2 fever blisters in June, and I only typically get them when I am stressed. But for them to come back to back, I don't think I'm stressed, or I didn't think so, but I think that as a woman, and also society says as a Black woman, we are supposed to be able to handle more, that maybe I had been subconsciously suppressing things, which is something I am known to do. At the end of the day, I'm just like, if I can find a way to be comfortable, I don't have to talk about what I need or what I want. I can adjust, which Pastor Poole talked about today. Get off the porch. I apologize for those of you who's like, she's jumping all over the place. That's me in real life. So take notes. He talked about get off the porch, and he came from John 5:1-16. And basically, welcome back, Pastor Poole. So glad you and Pastor Brittany made it back safely, and we're thrilled to have our pastor back. What I heard him say most importantly is, 1, God never leaves us. 2, what you're going through, because the story is about this man who's at the pool, and there are 5 pillars, and basically they're waiting for the angel to stir up the water, and the first person that gets there gets healed. And when Jesus steps on the scene, he asked the man who's been there 38 years. He kept referring to the people from the passage, blind, lame, and paralyzed. Do you want to get healed? Now, that's a rhetorical question because we know that Jesus could heal him. But the man, and again, Pastor Poole pointed this out, says, "Sir, I have nobody to take me down to the water. When I go, they step over me." And Jesus instantly told him to take up his bed and walk, and he does. But just because I'm lying there doesn't mean that God does not see me. And one of the things that Pastor Poole also challenged us with is maybe the testimony is not getting in the pool. Maybe it's what you go through while getting out of the pool. And so that really resonated with me, especially with everything that this year has challenged me with, plus the things of last. It was really get off the porch. And so I make a move. And so this podcast is a move for me because I had been told for years, Aquinas, you're funny. I don't know about that part because I think when you try, it doesn't come across as well. I'm no Kevin Hart, okay? I'm no Monique. I'm no none of them. I'm me, Precious, in my own right. Comic relief. I do think that people should laugh, but God sees me, and He never has left me. He also pointed out from the passage. He was like, "Hold on." He said, "I don't have anybody, but they step over me." So he said, "Well, why?" So you have been going down close to the pool. Why did you go back to? And I said, it didn't resonate until Pastor Poole said it. Don't go back. So I'm going to stay right here. I don't care if I only have these 30 people that's committed to me for another 6 months or a year before it goes grand, or if it never goes anywhere. I'm committed to making a move to at least start talking about what's important to me. And it will get better. I'm optimistic. I do need to reach out to the young man from church again. His wife had COVID, and she's doing better now. And they also moved to help me set up, the way I want with lighting and everything. But make a move. That will be my message to you all from Pastor Poole's sermon. Get off the porch and listen. We always think about the most great, like something sexual or something devious, but it doesn't have to be that. For some of us, it's just, you need to be nice. For some of us, we need to be open to people wanting to be in our space. So get off the porch. So, again, I took my mom. It started raining, and I do not like the rain. Like, I don't like to be out when it's thundering and lightning. And I'm coming all the way from Tanger's exit down to where I live. My mom and my sister called, and they're like, "Hey, be careful because it's supposed to be storming when you go through." Making it, I was like, "Okay, fine." I'm telling you, I wanted to get off one exit, and I was like, that lightning was a little too close. It was like a Twister. I was like, "Oh, Jesus, please don't let this be the way I go. If it is, don't take me quick. I don't want no lingering. Please take me quick. I don't want to, I'm a coward that way. You can say what you want." So I get back home, and I go to sleep, and I make it to work on Friday. But y'all, I got to be honest with y'all. I was not in the nicest mood. I had on, a Black Crew sweatshirt from The Chosen. I'll be visiting the conference this year. And then I had on some sweatpants that I got from K.I.N. Very nice. They have a silk lining on the pockets as well as the head. And I had on my rain boots because it was supposed to rain. I was just, my agents, my associates, my peers, they were happy to see me, but I did not. I don't, and it was nothing no one did or anyone did or said. I just did not feel like being. Has anybody ever felt like that? Please share it in the comments. In the words of Sarah Jakes last year at the Woman Thou Art Loose, don't leave me out here by myself. I know I'm not the only one that feels like this sometimes. So we had to work Saturday, and I was just like, okay. My sister shared with me the name of this woman who does massages. She travels, and she came by the house. Shout out to you. You know who you are. Okay. I woke up this morning with no creaks or, I didn't feel stiff. And obviously I've been holding a lot of tension and stress because she could feel knots in my arms, like right here in my arms, even over here. And yes, I do type daily. So, it's an awkward position or what have you. And I was in a car accident in my 20s, and she could feel it when she started pressing towards the lower part of my back, top part of my tailbone. It was uncomfortable, but I feel so much better. So please make sure, the point is you got to do self-care. And I'm living life, and this is not the craziest thing or worst thing anybody could deal with. But for me, it was a lot. That's one of the other things that I'm learning on this journey of knowing that I did the best that I could for Eric, but also forgiving myself or allowing myself to be okay with the decisions that I made. My story, and it's not like it's a new concept, but it is new for me. My story is my story, and your story is your story. One of my coworkers, we unfortunately both have gone, through a divorce, and we're both out there still dating. And one of the things that I recently shared with her is I'm comforted by the fact that I'm not doing this by myself. How many of y'all have been through some stuff and you thought you were by yourself, only to find out that the person right next to you felt the same way? We got to stop feeling like it's singular or individual to just you. Now, don't misunderstand me. Everybody's life is different, yes, but you're not the only one going through what you're going through. Even Pastor Poole said, I got my own porch I have to get off of. So that's kind of what it was like. I did talk to my friend, and I was asking a question about, dating. I don't have titles. I'm just dating. And it was a situation happened. And I was just like, so what happens if when we're together, what do you expect me to, like, how do you expect me to interact? And one of the things that was told to me is, I'm not going to allow them to disrespect you. Okay, great. But am I supposed to discipline? And the response was, eh. And I instantly thought, well, what is the point? Because in my mind, the way I look at it is holistically, like we're doing everything together, right? But when I step back, I think about my mama's ex-husband. He didn't discipline us. I mean, granted, we were all kind of high school, but there were no conversations about you shouldn't do this. So maybe in my skewed view, because again, there are no labels. This is all hypothetical. We're together. I'm supposed to be prepared to do. I'm supposed to do what I see them doing. That's not true. So the point of that is everybody do what works for you. And that's another thing that I'm learning through therapy, which I didn't have last week. I don't know how I missed that one, but I do have one this week. And I found out while talking to somebody that I can be selfish. Every time I hear that when I'm not talking about my health, I feel, or maybe I am talking about my health because of the conversation that we had. I just feel like some of those celebrities is like, oh my God, really? I broke a nail, or I had, because I'm not that person. But in reality, we can all be in some areas, right? Do what works best for you. And that's one of the things that I am learning the most on this journey. Well, that's it. That's all. I've got to prepare for work. I will be going tomorrow. My body doesn't hurt, so I feel more relaxed, and all the tension and those cracks that need to come out have been removed. I'm going to the gym in the morning. And in case no one has told you, I want to make sure you know that you are enough, and I appreciate you. You all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thanks again for tuning into What Comes Up, Comes Out. Until next time, ciao, beautiful people.